This problem will help you understand trig ratios. An airplane is 0.78 miles above the ground. The angle of depression from its position to the landing spot is 64 degrees. How far away is the plane from its landing spot in feet? Round to the nearest whole number, and remember that 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. The first thing we will do with this problem is draw a diagram using the information we are given. So when we draw a diagram, we can put the airplane up here. The height above the ground the airplane is 0.78 miles, so we label this side as 0.78 miles. The distance between the airplane and its landing spot is what we are trying to find, so we can label that x. And remember that the angle of depression is the angle complementary to the adjacent angle of the triangle. So since the angle of depression is 64 degrees, its complementary angle is 26 degrees, because 90 minus 64 is 26. So in order to find x, we can use the cosine function, since the cosine function is the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So we get cosine of 26 degrees equals 0.78 miles divided by x. When we multiply x by both sides, we get x times the cosine of 26 degrees equals 0.78 miles. Then to isolate x, we divide cosine 26 degrees by both sides, and we get x equals 0.78 miles divided by the cosine of 26 degrees. When we input cosine 26 degrees in degree mode in the calculator, we get cosine 26 degrees to equal 0.899. So then we can input 0.899 for cosine of 26 degrees to get x as 0.78 miles divided by 0.899. Then we plug that into the calculator, so we get x equals 0.868 miles. And remember that we want the distance in feet. So to convert miles to feet, we multiply the amount of miles by 5,280 feet. So we get 0.868 miles times 5,280 feet to get 4,582 feet as the distance between the plane and its landing spot. Now we will do the exact same problem we just did, but instead of using the cosine function, we will use the sine function. So when using the diagram that we had, we get the same diagram with the height of the plane above the ground as 0.78 miles, the distance between the plane and its landing spot as x. And using the alternate interior angle theorem, this angle is congruent to the angle of depression. So that angle is congruent to 64 degrees. And we know that sine equals the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse. So we can use the sine of 64 degrees equal 0.78 miles divided by x. We multiply x by both sides, and we get x times the sine of 64 degrees equals 0.78 miles. Then to isolate x, we divide the sine of 64 degrees divided by 0.78 miles to get x equals 0.78 miles divided by the sine of 64 degrees. We input the sine of 64 degrees into the calculator, and we get 0.899. Remember that in the problem we just did, the cosine of 26 degrees equaled this exact same, the same value. This shows that complementary angles using sine and cosine give the exact same values. So we simplify this to get x equals 0.78 miles divided by 0.899, and we get x equals 0.868 miles. Remember that we need to get this value in feet, so we multiply 0.868 miles times 5,280 feet to get 4,582 feet as our final answer.